Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Vince and I post on this channel every single week about options trading. So if you guys want to learn a little bit more about options trading, then make sure to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. So in today's video, guys, I'm going to go ahead and break down my full June and July broker statement and be fully transparent and show you all of the trades that I've taken. If you've been watching the videos, then you probably know that most of the videos on the channel are my winning trades. And that's because due to my risk management strategy, my losses are extremely small. And sometimes it is difficult to make a full 8 to 12 minute video on a small loss like $300 or $350. So instead of boring you guys making videos just about a small few $100 loss, and today I'm just going to go ahead and show you all of the losses that I've taken, all of the gains that I've taken, and my full P&Ls for the last 2 months. If you guys enjoy the transparency, make sure to go ahead and smash the like button on this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and if you want to stay tuned with every single trade that I take, when I take them real time, click the first link in the description below to join Discord chat. Alright guys, so I have the E-Trade statement pulled up here on the screen. I'm going to go ahead and break down both my accounts, my options trading account as well as my long-term portfolio account, so that you guys can see everything over the last 2 months, the performance in the accounts. So pulling up here on the screen, what we can see, this is my options trading account. So I have June to July, and I'll go ahead and move this around so you guys know that this is not fake. This is my real broker statement here, and I'm just going to go ahead and sort it from top to bottom. So over the last 2 months, really it's a month and a half, total gain realized is $13,309. Now if I go to some of the bigger trades, I'll go through some of the bigger trades as well as some of the losses here in the account. So obviously, Tesla has been an absolute great stock for me this last 2 weeks or last 2 months. You can see that most of my gains are coming from that. I don't really like that so much. I don't like being dependent on a few trades, but that's just how it is this month. Made some really nice gains here on Tesla and took advantage of some of the really big momentum. So big trades, $7,600, $1,700, $1,600, $1,300, and $900 all on Tesla. In the last few weeks, actually. This was all in July 10th, one in early June as well. So Tesla, making the account very profitable these last 2 months. So Tesla, a big one. Netflix, Spotify, Boeing, Workhorse, Roku, some nice gains here as well. Few $100, $500, $600 on these trades. What you guys can realize is that I don't put much into these contracts. So some of the Tesla ones were a little bit larger, $900 into this one, $800 into this one. This one only $252 into $4,100. So that was a really nice trade there. But what you can see, because of my risk management strategy, I'm not putting that much into these contracts. I'm not buying, $15,000, $20,000 worth of contracts, because that's just, totally absurd in my opinion to risk that much money on a single options contract. So my average here is around maybe $200 to $300 is what I like to put into these contracts. Now, if we go down, here's some of the smaller wins, $90, $100 wins. But we can go down to the losses now. What I'll do is I'll actually sort this here from losses to the top. So what we can see, some of my biggest losses over the last few months were actually only $300 to $400. My biggest loss in the last few months was a $400 loss here on Tesla. It was a put. Obviously betting against Tesla the last few months was a bad idea, and obviously I took a loss here. Now we have a Lulu loss, we have Tesla losses, Pinterest another loss, DraftKings, SPY, but you can see here that they're extremely small, and that's because I'm not really putting much into these contracts. We can see $2.81, $252, so some really small, amounts of monetary value into these contracts, and that's what makes it able to take smaller losses on these trades. There's a max loss when you only put a certain amount of money into these contracts, and it protects you over the long term. If you guys want to trade options for a longer term period and not just be, in it for a few months, then you need to make sure you have a risk management strategy in place. So guys, about a 50% win-to-loss ratio here in the trading account, and the reason why I'm still profitable is because I'm putting a small amount of money into these contracts, and I'm letting my winners ride longer than my losers. If you're only putting, say, $300 or $400 into an options contract, and you make 300% or make 200% on a trade, then you can afford to take those small losses. You can see that I made $13,000 over the last few months, even though my win to loss ratio is about 50%. So guys, I highly recommend getting some type of risk management strategy in place if you want to trade options over the long term and only risk the amount of money that you're comfortable with. Maybe something like 5 to 10% of your portfolio, which is actually sort of on the risky side. If you want to grow your account, you can tend to be a little bit more risky. If you want to be more conservative, then something maybe like 3 to 5% of your portfolio in every contract that you take. All right, guys, so now I have the long-term portfolio pulled up here. This is just overall the long-term portfolio since I started it back in April, up about $1,400, 18% in the long term. I have about $9,500 in the account. Every week I add $200 to this account, so I add about $800 a month into the long term, just buying blue chip, dividend, quality stocks in this portfolio. Some of the biggest winners: Home Depot, AbbVie, Microsoft, Wynn Resorts, up really nice big percentages. I'll actually sort this by percent gain. Wynn Resorts being my top percent gainer. Home Depot, Snapchat being a great one for me. Purchased this back at $17 and I have about 20 shares of it. Going down to some of the losers in the portfolio: Starbucks, Walgreens, and Delta Airlines. So Delta, I'm still staying bullish on it. I'm adding to this position over time and averaging down my cost. But I do believe that this Delta trade will pay off over time. Continuing to add to this position, maybe averaging down over time as the economy starts getting better and airlines start to fly again. I think that this trade will pay off. So guys, overall, those were my two portfolios: my long-term portfolio, my options trading portfolio, showing you guys everything and being fully transparent. All right, so there you have it, the long-term portfolio, the options trading account, showing you guys full transparency, all of the P&Ls for the last few months. I cannot stress enough having a long-term portfolio in the background when you're trading options. You guys, if you're young, if you're in your 20s, if you're in your 30s, setting up yourself now, investing in stocks, in long-term dividend yielding stocks over time, adding to the portfolio over time, will guarantee you a really nice retirement. Trading options is great. You can make a ton of money in a short amount of period, but you need to understand that it is very risky. Investing in long-term portfolios will make sure that you have money into the long term. Now, obviously, over the last few months, my options portfolio has outperformed my long-term portfolio, but that's really what it's all about. Since I have the options portfolio there, I can take some more risky trades, and in the long term, I'm just investing for the future. So if you guys do not have both set up, please do so. I highly recommend it. If you guys enjoyed the video, if you enjoyed the transparency and it's a breath of fresh air, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel for some future videos. We're almost at 8,000 subscribers. I hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend, and I hope to see you in the next video. Peace.